What's up? What's up? Welcome back to Raggedy Crimes and Chaos, where we cover the crimes that make absolutely no sense. I'm your host, and today's story is about a man in Florida who stole a boat and then tried to escape the police by disguising himself as a woman. And when I say disguised, I mean he threw on a dress and hoped for the best. Spoiler alert, it did not work. Alright, let's get into it. So, this story starts with a stolen boat. Pretty straightforward crime, right? Our guy, let's call him Kalotka, because that's his name. Stole a boat somewhere in Florida. Now, stealing a boat is already a bold move. Boats aren't exactly easy to hide. They're big, they're loud, they're on the water. But Kalotka went for it anyway. So, the police are looking for him. They know he's got the stolen boat. They're tracking him down. And at some point, Kalotka realizes he's about to get caught. So, he makes a decision, a choice, a plan. He decides to disguise himself as a woman. Now, I need you to understand, this wasn't a good disguise. This wasn't Mission Impossible level transformation. According to the police report, this man threw on a white cardigan, a light blue dress with feathers on it, and called it a day. That's it. That was the whole disguise. No wig, no makeup, just a feather dress and a cardigan. And he thought this would work. Like, what was the plan here? Was he hoping the cops would roll up, see him in a dress, and be like, oh, never mind, that's clearly not the boat thief we're looking for? Because that's not how disguises work, especially when you are a grown man in a feather dress with no commitment to the bit. So the police find him and they arrest him immediately because, and I cannot stress this enough, he was still near the stolen boat. He didn't even leave the area. He just changed the clothes and hoped that would be enough. That's not a plan. That's desperation. Now, here's where it gets even better. When the police arrested Kalotka, they didn't just charge him with stealing the boat. They also found out he had 2 outstanding warrants in Okeechobee County, so he was already wanted by the police before he stole the boat. And then, they discovered he'd also stolen a John Deere Gator. For those who don't know, a Gator is basically a small utility vehicle, like a fancy golf cart for farms and stuff. So this man stole a boat and a Gator. What was he building? A fleet? Was he starting a transportation business? And according to the police, they also found other items they believe may be stolen and are working with local police to figure out if they're tied to additional crimes. So Kalotka wasn't just stealing boats. He was on a spree. Okay, let's talk about the disguise for a second, because I have questions. First of all, where did he get the dress? Did he pack it ahead of time? Was there a Plan B disguise bag on the boat? Or did he steal the dress too? Was it just conveniently available when he needed to disguise himself? I need to know the timeline here. Second, why a feather dress? Like, of all the dresses you could choose, why pick one that's so noticeable? If you're trying to blend in, maybe don't wear something that looks like you're on your way to a costume party. And third, did he really think this would work? Like, genuinely, in his heart, did he believe that putting on a cardigan and a dress would fool the police? Because if so, that's optimistic. That's delusional. That's thinking you can gaslight the entire police department with a feather dress. Let's talk about why this crime is peak raggedy behavior. It's not just that he stole a boat. It's not even that he stole multiple things. It's that when he realized he was about to get caught, his big escape plan was to throw on a dress and hope for the best. That's not a plan. That's improv. That's, I didn't think this through, and now I'm panicking. This dress was nearby, so why not? And I'm not even mad about it. I'm just impressed by the audacity. Like, you have to have a lot of confidence to think a feather dress is going to save you from a felony charge. And honestly, I respect the commitment, not the crime, but the confidence. This man really said, "They'll never recognize me in this cardigan. No way will they be able to identify me in this cardigan." Iconic. Wrong, but iconic. So, obviously, Kalotka was arrested. He was charged with theft of the boat, theft of the John Deere Gator, 2 outstanding warrants, and possibly more charges, depending on what else they find. So, this man is going to jail for a while. And he's going to have to explain to everyone in there why he got caught wearing a feather dress. That's a story that's going to follow him forever. Can you imagine being his cellmate and hearing that story? So, what are you in for? I stole a boat. That's it? I also tried to escape dressed as a woman. That's the kind of story that gets passed around the whole prison. So, what have we learned from today's raggedy crime? If you're going to disguise yourself, commit to it. Half-assing a disguise is worse than no disguise at all. Stealing multiple vehicles is not a good look. Pick a crime and stick with it. Don't diversify your felonies. If you have outstanding warrants, maybe don't go on a crime spree. You're already on borrowed time. And honestly, if you're going to steal a boat, at least have an exit strategy that doesn't involve a feather dress, because that's just embarrassing for everyone involved. All right, that's it for today's Raggedy Crimes and Chaos. If this made you laugh, made you shake your head, or made you grateful you're not the person who had to arrest a man in a feather dress, share it with a friend. Tomorrow, we're talking about a man who spent 45 minutes swinging from a cable above a restaurant, throwing bricks and shattering windows. Yes, really. So make sure you come back for that chaos. Until then, stay safe, stay smart, and if you're going to commit a crime, which you shouldn't, at least dress appropriately. This has been Raggedy Crimes and Chaos. I'm out.